You know what separates the good from the great. It's not just talent, it's not just genetics, it's something much deeper. Today, I want to tell you about a kid from Akron, Ohio, who had every reason to fail, but instead became one of the greatest basketball players of all time. This is the story of LeBron James, and how hard work can beat talent when talent doesn't work hard. LeBron James was born on December 30th, 1984, in Akron, Ohio. His mother, Gloria, was just 16 years old. His father wasn't in the picture. They were poor, really poor. There were nights when young LeBron didn't know where he'd sleep. By the time he was in 5th grade, he had already missed over 100 days of school because they kept moving from apartment to apartment, couch to couch. But something happened when LeBron was 9 years old. A youth football coach named Bruce Kelker saw potential in him and introduced him to basketball coach Frank Walker. Walker gave LeBron something he desperately needed: stability. He let LeBron move in with his family. And for the first time in his life, LeBron had a routine, a structure, a chance. But here's the thing. Yes, LeBron was tall for his age. Yes, he had natural athletic ability, but so did thousands of other kids. What made LeBron different wasn't his talent, it was what he did with it. When LeBron got to high school at St. Vincent, people started noticing him. By his sophomore year, he was already getting national attention. But this is where most talented kids lose their way. They think the talent is enough, they stop working. They get comfortable, not LeBron. His high school coach, Drew Joyce, would tell you stories about how LeBron would stay after practice, every single day, working on his weaknesses. He wasn't just practicing his dunks and his flashy moves. He was working on his footwork, his left hand, his free throws. The boring stuff, the stuff nobody sees. There's a story from his senior year. LeBron's team was undefeated and ranked number 1 in the nation. Before their biggest game of the season, LeBron showed up to the gym 3 hours early. Not to relax, not to get hyped. To practice, he shot 500 jump shots, 500. Before the game even started, and you know what, they won that game. They went on to win the state championship. But LeBron knew something that most people don't understand. Championships aren't won on game day, they're won in the hours nobody sees. In the early mornings, in the late nights. In the discipline to do what's hard when you could easily do what's easy. In 2003, LeBron was drafted first overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was 18 years old. The expectations were insane. People were calling him the chosen one. Sports Illustrated put him on the cover while he was still in high school. The pressure would have crushed most people. But LeBron didn't just rely on his talent, he outworked everyone. While other rookies were out partying and enjoying their first taste of NBA money, LeBron was in the gym. He hired a personal trainer. He studied film for hours every single day. He learned every opponent's weakness. He watched how Kobe Bryant trained, how Michael Jordan approached the game. He was obsessed with getting better, and it wasn't just physical training. LeBron trained his mind. He read books on leadership, on strategy, on psychology. He understood that to be great, you can't just be physically gifted. You have to be mentally sharp, emotionally intelligent, disciplined in every area of your life. His first season, he averaged 20 points per game as an 18-year-old rookie. But he wasn't satisfied. He knew he could be better. So he worked harder, but LeBron's journey wasn't perfect. In 2011, he faced one of his biggest failures. His Miami Heat team lost in the NBA Finals to the Dallas Mavericks. And LeBron struggled badly. The whole world criticized him. They called him a choker. They said he didn't have what it takes to win when it mattered most. Most people would have crumbled under that pressure. But not LeBron. That summer, he went back to the basics. He worked with Hall of Fame center Hakeem Olajuwon to develop his postgame. He spent hours every day working on his weaknesses. And the next year, he came back and won his first championship. Then another one the year after that. Every setback became a setup for a comeback. Because LeBron understood something crucial. Talent might get you noticed, but hard work is what makes you a legend. Today, at 40 years old, LeBron James is still playing at an elite level. He's a 4-time NBA champion, a 4-time MVP, the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. But you want to know what's even more impressive? He's still out working guys half his age. There are stories of LeBron spending over $1 million a year on his body, trainers, chefs, recovery equipment. While other players his age are retiring, he's still putting in the work. Still showing up early, still staying late, still obsessed with getting better. Because for LeBron, it was never about being the most talented. It was about being the hardest worker in the room. So what can we learn from LeBron's story? First, your circumstances don't define your future. LeBron could have been another statistic, a kid from a broken home who never made it out. But he chose differently. He chose to work when others made excuses. Second, talent is just the starting point. What you do with that talent is what matters. Discipline, consistency, persistence. These things beat talent every single time when talent doesn't work hard. And finally, success isn't a destination, it's a daily commitment. LeBron didn't become great overnight. He became great through thousands of early mornings, late nights, and moments when he chose discipline over comfort. So whatever your dream is, whatever you're working toward, remember this. You might not be the most talented person in the room, but you can be the hardest worker, you can be the most disciplined. You can be the one who refuses to give up when things get hard. Because at the end of the day, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Now go out there and prove it.